Boys. I hope everybody's doing okay as we continue on with our coronavirus classroom. Our lesson today, boys, is about levers. Okay, and this is found on pages 14 to 17 of your science textbook, the white textbook. Okay, all right. So we're going to cover a couple of different things with levers here. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you how levers work in general. Okay, and the three different types of levers. Okay. Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3, and some examples of levers that we see in the real world. Okay, so our objective is to give you guys the opportunity to demonstrate your curiosity about simple machines as you learn about levers. Okay, and all that means is our goal today is for you guys to understand levers and to get interested in them, and maybe you guys can tell me where you've seen them in life. Okay, and you can say that in the comments below. What are levers? Okay, levers are simple machines that help you lift objects. Okay, and I showed you a little bit about levers in the classroom, and I really wish we were still in the classroom because I was talking to Mr. Iqbal about making a larger lever for you guys to show how a lever could help you guys lift heavy weights. Okay, but basically a lever is a bar, okay, or something similar to that, that is resting on a pivot, okay, and something that kind of allows it to move. It is used to help move a heavy load on one end of the bar by pushing on the other end of the bar. The point at which the bar pivots is called a fulcrum, okay, and so this here is the fulcrum, okay. So when you push down here, and you lift this weight over here, all that pressure is coming down onto the fulcrum, okay. So you need to make sure that your fulcrum is very strong, and usually your fulcrum will be made in a triangular shape because the base of the triangle can carry a lot of weight and the point allows for the movement. Okay, as a force pushes down on one end, so pushing down over here, the bar tilts on the fulcrum, so over here it's going to tilt over here, and it lifts the heavy object on the other end. Okay, so this video gives you some more explanations. I think there's two videos here, and what I will do is I will add them to the description of this video, and so you guys can click on those and you can watch there. This guy's going to demonstrate. He's pretty good with explaining simple machines, so he will demonstrate to you guys how these levers are working. Okay, all right. In summary of those videos, okay, a lever has three components. Okay, so you need to know these. The fulcrum is that the middle area, that section where the lever goes back and forth on. The input force, which is where you push down, and the output force is what is being lifted up. How we organize these three components determines the type of lever that is being used. Okay, so depending on which lever, where the fulcrum is, where the input is, and where the output is. Okay, we have class 1, class 2, and class 3 levers. The good news is for the test, you don't need to know them. You just have to be aware that you get more than one type of lever. So let's have a quick look at the different types of levers. I would like you guys to know these, so try to remember them because they'll come in handy in life. All right, so here we go. The first thing you're going to notice is that the fulcrum is changing its position. Okay, so let's look at class 1 levers. These are the ones you're most commonly, the easiest ones to construct, and the ones that you probably see the most. So we have over here a heavy load on this side and a long arm, because the longer the arm, the less effort you're going to have to put in, and a strong fulcrum over here, preferably closer to the load. Okay, closer to the load, and you push down here on the effort arm and it lifts up the resistance arm and the load on the resistance arm. The motion is going up because you push down here and the motion comes up like that. Okay, and so here's the fulcrum. This is what it looks like in real life, and that's probably a stick and a boulder, which is the heavy weight. For class 2 levers, we have the fulcrum at the very end. Okay, it's at the very end, and the load comes over somewhere over here, and you're lifting this up. Okay, and you're lifting the effort arm upwards. So over here the effort was pushed down and the motion was moving up, Over here, this is lifting up. This is lifting up. Now you might lift this very, very high. It'll lift the load a little bit, not as high as over here, but all the pressure is coming down on the fulcrum here on the end. And we see this in a wheelbarrow, right? When you carry things on a wheelbarrow, all the weight is over here, so the load is over here. Your effort is going to be over here, and the fulcrum comes down on that wheel. The class 3 reliever, the final one, is where you have the load over here, okay? The load over here, you're lifting it up over here, and the pressure is coming off of the fulcrum, okay? So you are lifting from here. It's not going to be easy, but you're lifting an object that's on the end over here, and the fulcrum is at the end over here, and the fulcrum is actually pushing down. So it's like having a heavy weight over here, having a heavy weight over here, and you're lifting from over here, and it lifts a weight over here. It's kind of like the opposite of this class 1 lever. Imagine the boulder being the fulcrum coming down, and you lifting from here, and then you'll be able to lift some object over here at the end. And that's what's happening here with the fulcrum and this crane over here. All right. All right. So how do levers make our lives easier? Well, we know that they make our lives easier, but how? Okay. You can get a distance or force advantage. What does that mean? Using a lever, you can either require less force, you can lift something really, really heavy, or still use the same amount of force, but move the object a far distance. So, for example, a crane uses a lot of effort, but a crane, because it's long, it helps you get something from the bottom of a building all the way to the top of the building. Okay, and that was closer to the class 3 lever we're talking about here. So there may be a lot more effort, but why are we doing this? Because it'll get the object a lot higher and further. And the class 1 lever, we know, is to help you carry weight that you normally would not be able to carry. A class 2 lever is also very good for helping you carry weight, especially when it's put on a wheel. It's helping you not only carry the weight, but transport it at the same time. The First Nations. Okay, so we know what we're studying about the First Nations people. The Salish, okay, a North American First Nation tribe. They lived in the upper area of British Columbia in the Fraser Valley, and they were known to be excellent paddlers. I want to ask you guys something. Is a paddle a type of lever? I want you to think about it, and if you think it is, go ahead, comment below and say it is. If you think it's not, go ahead and comment below and tell me that it's not, okay? All right, but a paddle is a lever. Okay, a paddle is a lever, and how is it a lever? Well, the load is is over here, okay, in the water. The effort is here at the top, okay, and the fulcrum is actually the water over there, okay. So the load is the boat that's being pushed, and the fulcrum is the pressure of the water, the pressure that's being put on the water, and the effort is your arm, okay. All right. Ooh, okay. Activities. So our activities today are for you to get out a notebook or any piece of paper, a science notebook preferably, and I want you to write out the words fulcrum, load, and distance advantage, okay? And you guys can use Google or textbook dictionary, the glossary at the back, to write down the definitions. After you've done that, I know this is written for April 1st, but I'm gonna, well, okay, fine. You know, I'll send you out the worksheet tomorrow, and you guys can do the worksheet tomorrow, linking back to this this PowerPoint presentation and this video. Okay. All right, boys. Take care, and I hope you guys understand it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to message me or email me with any questions about levers. Take care.